Hi and welcome back to the next episode about the shed. Been about 2 months since the last video, guys, and I apologise for that. Been really busy at work and really busy in the shed as well. We've got some new machinery in the shed and some new tools and bits and pieces, so we're going to flip the camera around and have a quick look around the shed at where we are with the changes that we've made, and then we'll get you into the bench to look at a little project that we're going to do today. Okay, well, as you can see, first things first, I'm not sure if we've shown this before, but we've got change wheels up on the side for the lathe, and we've got some clamps for a milling machine. The new shelf for storage, but the biggest thing that's actually come into the shed at this time is a Bridgeport milling machine. Vari-Speed head, run off of a VFD. So luckily I had a cousin of mine come in to help me build the panel. So I purchased this about 4 weeks ago now, I think it was, and managed to get it up here, transported up, and then I went about building the panel, which is a new panel fitted down there. You might just be able to see that grey box that's holding the VFD. We've got a massive cabinet on the side, and in there is where we've got all of our metrology stuff now. It's all of our DTIs and clocks and micrometers and stuff like that. I was very lucky when I bought the Bridgeport mill. It comes with a 3-axis, let's just quickly turn it on, comes with a 3-axis DRO, which is absolutely fantastic. So I've got X, Y and Z on the knee, which is really good. Came with a milling vise, and also came with a full set of collets, R8 collets, to fit the main spindle. So all we had to do was change a few bits and pieces around, and yeah, it's up and running. I've already used it actually a couple of times for a couple of projects that I had to get done and out the door, that I was a little bit behind on. So they're all done. So we've changed a few bits around. It's a little bit cramped, but it's workable. As I say, we've got the cupboard up there. We've now got the engineering chest that was up on the grey filing cabinet is now down, so I can get to that. So that's all good. New control box, which we've got the emergency stop and then the on button with an LED to show that we've got power going to it. And at some point we'll connect up a SUDS pump, and this will be for the off and on for the SUDS pump. So the one thing that I've needed to do, apart from making a few bits and pieces that were damaged in transit, just some bits that were hanging out sort of thing that unfortunately got damaged, I need to make some wipers for the ways. So what I've done, I've got an old one here that we've taken a pattern from, just a paper pattern, and we need to make some. I've already made one just to see concept wise it works. What I'll do is I'll get the camera back onto the tripod, and we'll get you zoomed back in, and we'll make some. Okay, well, as I say, this is the original one, and they're pretty grotty, and I've looked online and I can purchase them, but I decided to have a go at making some instead. So what I've done is I took a pattern off of this, and then I've fitted this to the wipers cover for the Bridgeport, and all I've got here is just some table protector. So on one side it's got like a PVC or a vinyl covering, and on the other side it's got a felt, and then there's a sponge in between. And I just felt that would be a fairly good material to use. So when I made this one, all I did was literally drew around the template, and then holding the template into the actual holder itself, I can then trim off any excess, mark up the hole, and then I've just got a hole punch to use to do that. So I need to make one more this handed, and then two the other way, so that the felt and the vinyl all faces the same way. So I'll show you this one, and then I'll do the rest off camera. In fact, I'm doing that the wrong way around, don't I, if I want to do it the same hand. The bottom part's not so important. The important part actually is this end part where it fits into the cover. I'll give this a bit of okay, so we've got the basic shape there, and then as you can see that fits in there really well, and then all I do is literally with that in place, held in there, just scribe around that, just cut that to length. There we go, perfect fit. And then all I do is take a pencil, mark the hole, and then we have a nice cheap wiper. Trim off anything that's overhanging, and all done. As I say, that's two. I now need to do the matching pair for the other side for both front and back on the waves on the top and the knee for the saddle. So I'll get them done off camera, and then I'll bring you back when we're done. Okay, well that's all four cut. I've just fitted the back too, so I'm just going to fit these front two. I must admit they fit in there fairly well. The beauty of using a table protector type of material is that it's fairly cheap. You can get it in a lot of places, but it does come in a lot of different thicknesses. So if I find that this isn't thick enough, or doesn't really do the job, then what I can do is go somewhere, go somewhere else and get something different. And I'm hoping that this will do the job though. Now this mill has seen better days. The ways are fairly worn, but to all intents and purposes it's fantastic for what I want it to do. And let's be honest, the DRO mill vise and the collets most probably come to more if I bought them brand new than what I actually paid for the mill. So all in all, I'm very happy with it. It's certainly going to help me do some projects, and I've got a few that I need to get on with and get done, which hopefully over the next few weeks I'll get them all on video, so that I can throw stuff on the floor and share them with you. Cool. So I just wanted to take the opportunity to share with you what's inside the cupboard really. A few new bits and pieces. So most of this you've seen before, but the pine box that you see there is a rotational centre finder for the mill. We've got some transfer punches up there and some thread wires. We've got a new set of, at the back there at the bottom, we've got a set of Imperial slips. I did have a set before, but they weren't the best quality. They were quite rusty in places, so I decided if I could purchase a set then I would, and I'm very lucky that I found a set at a reasonable price. The big box at the back there, that's the full set of R8 collets, and the guy that I actually bought the mill from was very generous to have thought to give me, you know, sort of 30-40 high-speed steel and carbide milling cutters ranging from 3mm all the way up to, I think that big one there is about 20mm, and I've got a couple of those and a bullnose bit as well. Along with that came with it, we've got a couple of R8 Morse taper holders there, MT2 and MT3, and no doubt the more observant amongst you have seen the R8 drill chuck that came with it too. So yeah, that comes. So again, it's a bit tight. I have to move the DRO and the table over to, you know, get in there, but if I hadn't have put that up there, it would have ended up being dead space, I think. So yeah, all in all good. Well, that's the end of this little episode. Hopefully it was just a little insight into things that have been going on in the shed over the last couple of months. Obviously with lockdown it's very hard to get out and get anything really, unless it's essential travel, which for me this is a hobby, so not really essential. Albeit I managed to get the milling machine up to me. I've got some projects coming up in the future. Actually sat underneath the camera at the moment. I've got a hub from a scooter that someone sent me. They needed to make an adapter plate, so we'll be using the mill for that, as well as the lathe. And the beauty of the DRO, it has a PCD function, so we'll be utilising that very soon to make an adapter plate to go from a 3-hole to a 5-hole wheel. So I'm very excited to be able to share that with you. And amongst that, obviously there's lots of things that this versatile machine can do. So hope you've enjoyed that, as I say, that little insight of what's been going on. Please stay safe, guys. Take care. Many thanks for watching. If you haven't already, then give a click on that subscribe button maybe, and we'll see you on the next episode.